Good evening everyone, this is Kaifu here and I'm doing a deck profile for you guys. As you guys see in the title, we're gonna do a deck profile on Odin the Ruling God. Here it is. This isn't my version of Odin, this is my girlfriend's Odin deck. My Odin deck is somewhere in the deck box over there. I couldn't deck profile that because the reason is, one, I'm using cards from the newer set, which is in set 3, which is not out yet by the time this video is uploaded. And two, I'd rather give you I'd rather not use proxy in it, so yeah. And also not in that dual stone as well, which I'll mention later. How this deck works is you actually focus on Odin, the Ruling God. You want to get him out ASAP. Meanwhile, in your ruler form, you want to abuse the hell out of these two abilities. Each time you produce a light or dark, depending what it is, you actually trigger one of these two abilities. If you produce light, minus 2/2 on the field. Produce a dark light, you plus 2/2 to a resonator. If you produce a dark, minus 2/2 to a resonator. Really good ability to stall for time and not end up weakening your opponent and you gain power out of it. And once you flip the card over, you pretty much have a high chance of winning if you do enough damage to your opponent in the early game. For the matching state ratio, she plays 5 darks and 5 lights in her Magic Stone area, Magic Stone deck. Reasons why you don't want to play more than 10 is you don't want to get color stuck. In this deck, if you get color stuck too early or too late, that means you're in really disadvantage, and so you don't want to really get color stuck in this deck. And with the dual stone coming out soon, which is black and white, you can replace these two later. Replace 2 darks to light for like a better card. For the dual stones, pretty much dual stone counts as dark and light, so you will trigger both of the abilities. So really good card. Now, this is what everyone's waiting for, the deck itself. Let's go on with the deck. The deck actually itself plays 4 Twin Bladers. I'm not a big fan of Twin Bladers, but in this deck you need some big stick to do some extra offensive. The reason why is that by the time you get Odin out, you want your opponent's life point to be really low to the point that you can one-hit KO with Odin. Or at least one-hit KO with Odin, so this one creates a lot of offensive. Sure, you have to attack, but it doesn't matter, you force your opponent to guard it, or block even. Not only that, it's a 1-drop, so you can drop it on turn 1 and then have a 5/1 on the field. Next, you have 2 Phantom Walls. Phantom Wall is pretty much a defense card, and not only that, it's pretty much to provide guarantee that your opponent's life is low enough for Odin to come out to kill something, to kill your opponent's life point to 0. So Phantom Wall actually does help a little bit, but it's not an attacker, so it does create some problem when you want to go offensive itself as well. So he's just great as 2. Don't need to run more than 2, because if you run more than 2, it will actually hurt you in the long run. 2 Reaniminate. Reaniminate purpose in here is that I have a lot of 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop in my Dark and Light in her Dark and Light engine. So pretty much banish him and to resurrect one from the grave. It's a free drop of below. So really easy play around it, easy with it. Next I have 2 Death of the Pop of the Neva. Pretty much you have some skeleton here, so if you have these in hand, you feel like it's dead and such and you don't need it. You can discard and make it plus 2/2, and when this card declares an attack, if your opponent tries to block it, they have to discard a card, so you force your opponent to do something about it. Not only that, if you break this card, you can have to destroy 2 Resonate on the field, so you could backfire if you're the only one have Resonate on your side field, but it will change the game so much if you destroy 2 Resonate on your opponent's side field and actually deal extra lethal damage to them with your Resonators. So that's all for the 1-drop to 3-drops. For my 4-drops and above, she played Horus, the Neva God of the King's Tomb. Pretty much he is the purpose here to actually remove all Resonators in your graveyard to actually produce enough dark to actually play Time of Ragnarok or get Odin out normally. So that's his purpose. He's only there to remove stuff. In this deck you don't really care about the graveyard except for these two, but other than that you just want to remove cards to get producing dark for Odin. Next we have 2 Fanfi. In some incursion you don't want to get Odin out because there's a flying on the board and you can't actually kill him right away. So this will provide defense. And that is a mirror pretty much. What I mean by mirror, it can reflect the damage to another Resonator. So really easy to play, really good as well. It's a 5-drop pretty much, but it doesn't really matter. Sure, you use up some of your Magic Stone way to get Odin out, but you need 6-drop for Odin anyway, so you might as well drop him out for the heck of it and stall for time with it. That's all for the Resonator for Darks. Next on to the spell. The spell we have 3 Kiss of Death. 3 Murder Eagle, 2 Mark of the Bind, and 1 Oath of the Dark Knight. Of course, that's a Dark Knight sniper, it's Dark Knight. Okay. These are pretty much your supporters or aggressive plays with this deck. Windmill supporter, pretty much this one. Why is it supporter? Because it actually gets out Odin really fast on turn, maybe turn 3, turn 4 even maybe, because you actually get enough lights and darks to actually get him out if you have the right cards on the field and right cards in your magic stone area. So really provides a really aggressive plays. 2 Mark of the Bind, 1 drop pretty much to +/-4 to a resonator. So you want to go aggressive. If you want to go aggressive, you can destroy it. You can go for it. If you want to destroy something, destroy it with these. So pretty good. Murder Eagle is pretty much a -500 defense, so pretty much kills anything that is a 4 drop or below at least. 4 drop or below, you can kill someone with this. Because if you want to go offensive, you don't want your opponent blocking you all the time. You can actually destroy it and then smack 4 damage to them, lethal damage, and then later on in the game you can get Odin out to do the final blow. Kiss Death, same concepts as Murder Eagle. Destroy any resonator that is a pest or a threat, or starting blocking you when you push 1 damage. These will actually help you in the long run. You don't want to play too much of these. If you're versing a light matchup, these cards will be dead. Next, onto the light cards. On the light cards, we have Wandering Knight. Pretty much he is your producer for light, so you can tap him to produce 1 light per 4 phase. Not only that, he's a 1 drop. He actually, when you're breaking, actually check the top card of your deck, and you may shuffle it if you want to, because Odin's second ability, or the ruler side ability, depends on the magic stone. If you think you need the light in the top of the deck, then leave it on the top. If you don't, shuffle it and hope for dark. So it does have its purpose in here. 2 Glory Lions. Glory Lions here, pretty much the purpose is to become a big stick. You break it, pull it on the field, and actually want to do lethal damage as well. Not only that, it's one of the easier cards to actually have as a 1 drop, because not a lot of cards have an easy 1 drop that has good stat like this. 400, 200, a really good stat for 1 drop already. For my drop 2s, 2 drops I should say, I have she has 2 of the Tough Knight Shield. Again, this is pretty much stalling out enough magic stone to actually go aggressive, and for this to make it aggressive is really good already. Reasons why is that 700 defense. Not a lot of things in the early game can get over 700 defense unless they actually remove it from play with like Murder Eagle combined with another Murder Eagle, or attacking into it, or whatsoever. Next we have 2 Knight of the Honor. Pretty much a 7/7 big stick. 3 drop pretty much. You don't want to have no attackers, because as you guys saw in the dark lineup, there's rarely any attackers. So the light came in to become aggressive as well, with the lions, with the knights as well. And not only that, you also play 2 Knight of the Battle Axe, 900, 500 as a free drop, really good. Her break is not that relevant compared to hers, because she puts on the field and this is just giving a target attack onto the end of turn. Not that great, but it's big stick overall. You can resurrect it later with a Reanimator Knight if you break this in the bin. That's all for my 3 drops and below. For my 4 drops, we have Merlin, the Wizard of the Round Table. Pretty much, you want to combo him with Odin. Pretty much, once he's on the field on turn 4, you do not want to use Time of Ragnarok. You want to get Odin out normally, if you have enough Magic Stone, that is. For the spell lineup, we have 3 Beast Search Battle. Pretty much, if you're going offensive with your Dark and Light, you can go offensive if you want to. And this is to actually recover all your resonator into recover all your resonator. So recover your resonators. So pretty much 1, 2. I don't know the wording on this. Pretty much recover your resonators to actually to start blocking again. Because once you go aggressive, you have no defenders. So this will provide a defender to recover 1 your resonator and block with it, or use it as a ability to tap something. Next we'll have, for the standby cards, we'll have stab each other. If you're going offensive, if your opponent start blocking you, killing all your resonators away, once you flip this over during your end phase, you can destroy X amount of their resonator away, which is a really good card overall. Next you have 2 allies forces, pretty much combos nicely with Ragnarok with this if you have enough magic stone on the field, or you can produce enough magic stone with like your producers pretty much. If you produce enough magic stone and mana or whatever you call it, you combine this with Odin, and if you brought it out with Time of Ragnarok, it's definitely game. It's definitely 100% game, unless your opponent has some kind of reduced attack damage to 0, which is only in blue and green. Unless you're versing those, you will be fine pretty much. Finally, for the last card is Time of Ragnarok. Time of Ragnarok is pretty much your win condition of the deck, and yeah, pretty much you win with it. Anyway, signing out.